So I have to be really, really careful with what I'm going to say in this commentary because this is such a sensitive topic that I am not trying to play up any type of conspiracy theories whatsoever. But as much as I do research and I am an open thinker, we have to stop with really entertaining everything that we see on the internet or even what we see on TV as something to do with a conspiracy. What I came across yesterday on YouTube, it was really, really hurtful and it was really sad. And it was just horrible to really state that parents could actually have something to do with harming their child or participating in the organization of it is really sad. So I'm going to get into this. Stay tuned. Hey, what's up? It's your girl. I'm back with another commentary. And if you haven't so, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, share, comment, and like. Because I'm going to get into some things. I'm going to talk about it. And I'm not going to be totally in disagreement or an agreement. I'm just going to give my point of view on this. So yesterday morning, I pretty much came across a video, well, live stream, I should say. And this person, his name is, he has a channel called Heavily Flawed Individual. And he goes by the name Sly. Super Sly. And I first came across his channel during the Jaguar Wright, I don't want to say scandal, but like when she was really hot. He was the one that was uploading a lot of her lives when she was given information about the industry. So that's when I came across him. And what happened was he had a lot of good information on his channel, but then it kind of got a little bit spooky when he spoke about Emmett Till. And I said, you know what? We got this investigation going on with the FBI, with the Justice Department. I felt that we should have just all been on cold, let it ride, let it rock, and then whatever happens, then we could come up with the conspiracies. So in that conspiracy video that he did a live stream with another person, they concluded that it was an offering that the mother gave up, not just Emmett, but also the husband. The husband who was Emmett's father. A lot of people don't know, he was actually hung when he served in World War II for the R word. Now, in this video live stream he made, he talked about how Shanquella Robinson's parents were part of the unaliving of their daughter. So basically what he's saying is that the father had on a bracelet where he was actually wearing something that was beast-like. And because the beast represents, you got to feed the beast. Now, I'm not saying that he said this. This was another YouTuber that said it. That the beast has to be fed. And with the feeding of the beast, bodies have to be fed. This is the theory. And that the father wore this bracelet. And then all of a sudden, the father was wearing blue and black. And the mother had on red. And the interview that they gave was on black and white towels, which are Masonic. And the two pillars were white. There was two pillars that was white. And it looked like they could have been in a Masonic temple. And people were saying, oh, Lord, now we know what happened. This is lodge business. Another thing, they said that Kyrie Irving donating, first he donated $15,000. Then he donated $10,000. That adds up to No, first he donated 15,000, then he donated 50. That adds up to 65, which when you break down number 65, it breaks down to 11, which represents the 2 pillars. So that was Masonic. And so they concluded, along with Slide, another YouTuber, they concluded that that was a representation of the parents being the ones that orchestrated this, and they set it up. And they had the friends to go to Mexico to pretty much do the do. So the friends are like the 4 people involved in this, but they're not the ones that organized it. It was actually the parents. Now, I'm going to say something about this. Although I find it weird, the father's reaction and him knowing that it was Winston Donovan that struck the final blow that ended Shanquella's life, and that the mother wasn't really crying in the interviews, it doesn't mean that they were the ones that was in on it. Doesn't mean that they were in on it. They may just have already cried behind doors. And I've heard the father cry, but the way he was saying certain things like, oh, I'm not going to be a grandfather, man. Like the way he was talking, it wasn't like what a lot of people would assume, like the shaking and the tearing. Because I know most people, they wouldn't been able to be on a camera. They would have to be sedated. They would have to be like drugged up. But it doesn't mean that they offered their child up as some type of, offering to a lodge or a Masonic organization. A lot of these people that do this, they end up fucking up these cases. Okay? Now, with Kanika Jenkins, I remember justice was about to come. And then all of a sudden, people said the mother was in on it because she cut her hair down low and colored it blonde. Then Trayvon Martin's father was in on it because he moved up in the lodge. And supposedly people were saying that. And this, I read this. I'm not going to knock this one. That his heart was donated to a former VP. Now, not saying that the heart was never donated to a former VP, but they said that the father and the stepmother set it all up, and that his bio mother was told what happened, and she had to get in line. So then you have not Mike Brown, it's another one. Not Kanika Jenkins. It's another one. I can't think of it. But between Trayvon Martin, Kanika Jenkins, and now this one, this is like lodge business. So you basically, they want us to mind our business and not seek justice for this young lady. They don't want us to go out there and do the investigations because we've been solving these crimes online. What happens is you have people looking at this on the internet, and what they're going to do, the people that don't really want to get involved, they're going to be like, well, if they're saying that the parents offered her up, what's the point in investigating and having to, get the parents, not the parents, but the frenemy 6, the fake friend 6, or the ses frenemigos to, be arrested. What's the point? Because it's going to cost us money to have them extradited. We had already said she passed away from alcohol poisoning. Why should we reopen this case again? So we have to stop entertaining these type of things. Even if you believe it, don't hurt Shanquella. Don't hurt Shanquella. Don't hurt that girl. Because by you saying that the parents were involved, you're going to harm justice for this girl. Because if you're saying that, oh, this is large business, then you're basically saying that they're never going to prosecute the parents if they were the ones that really did this. Then what you're saying is that those friends aren't going to get prosecuted and this girl will never get justice. You understand? If they were involved, don't say anything. Don't make videos about this. Just let the Mexico government and the FBI do their job. Because now what you're doing is you are going to, and I'm talking about all of y'all that's involved in this and believing that the parents off their daughter, what y'all going to do is y'all going to hurt this case, and the girl Shanquella Robinson is not going to get justice. It's not. And what all of y'all who are making these videos need to do, since y'all believe this as fact, y'all need to publicly show real proof and verbally come out and say it. Because if you got the balls to come out and say something like that, have bigger balls to break it down in full effect. Because I'm sick of it. You know, it's one thing if we're solving these mysteries on our own. And we're solving it within the context of the law. Okay? Like the people who solved Kanika Jenkins unaliving, kudos to y'all. Because well, not so much myself, but because I was a new YouTuber. But all of y'all that did it, y'all did the damn thing. Y'all found out what it was and y'all moved on. Okay? But because people was out there saying, oh, her mother did it because she cut her hair down real low and colored it blonde and then was shaking Dr. Oz's hand, those things are looked at by those that don't want to prosecute. And they be like, okay, the mother had something done. They're saying that black people, it's not white people that do this, it's our own kind that do this dumb shit. And then the cases be swept under the rug. They'll just use one little excuse not to prosecute and carry out justice for the victim. And that's what happens. Oh, the community, her own community is saying that they did it. That the parents were involved. Case closed. It's wrong to do. It's horrible. Are you trying to, because what I look at it as is that you're trying to help the friends get off. You're helping the friends get off. You're helping them get off. And I know people going to come at me and say I'm wrong, or they're going to come at me and say I don't know what I'm talking about. But let me tell you something. In terms of how how her, the casket was carried, I have been, and I hate to say it, but we've all gone to homegoing services, okay? The clip that showed them carrying her, I have had family members who were carried like that, okay? They were not in the lodges, and their family members were not in the lodges, and they passed away from natural causes. Okay? Whether they carried on the shoulder or carried by the hand, I've seen both. I've seen both as a kid. And I hate homegoing services. But I gotta be truthful and say, I've seen both. I've seen both. I've seen both. And to be honest with you, the way how these people are interpreting it, yeah, maybe in certain cliques, certain cults, it might be that way. But then some people, they just may carry it that way because maybe the person is so freaking fat in the casket that maybe to be able to balance the carrying of it, maybe they have to carry the person on their shoulders. Or maybe it's a lighter casket, so they carry them on shoulders. Or maybe they carry them lower because it might be easier. You don't know. But you putting all this information out there, and I'm talking about all of y'all that's doing this, y'all going to mess up justice for Shanquella. And I know y'all going to come at me and say this, but I am protected by the Most High. I have my ancestors looking out for me. And yes, I believe in Yeshua. So y'all coming at me, it don't mean nothing because I've had people come at me on YouTube. I survived the people that came at me over Tasha K, those little girl twins parents, Megan Thee Stallion, the whole transgender comment I made. I've been on this for 5 years. It doesn't mean anything. But check yourself and check what you're doing. Because if that's a lie, if that's not true, that's going to come back on y'all. For real, serious. And with that being said, I'm signing off. Thank you for listening. And if you haven't done so, please comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share, like, and I'll talk to you soon. And I know a whole lot of people are going to be coming. And anybody that wants to debate this, I'm okay with it. I have no problems with it. But come respectful. And that's all. And it's no problem. I have no issues with lodge members. My family, except for my grandparents, they were all lodge members. Okay? And there weren't any of these weird instances going on with the S word. None of that was going on in my family. Okay? My great-grandparents were in the lodges. They lived to be old age. None of those things was going on. And with that being said, I'll sign out. Thank you for tuning in. Talk to you later.